Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Business Spotlight. I'm your host, Todd Rodden. I'm a certified executive and business coach. I own Aspire Action Coach based here in Southwest Ohio. You're going to love this conversation today with Mark Healy. Mark is the owner of Senior Care Authority of Greater Cincinnati in Northern Kentucky. Him and his wife, Rachel, really provide outstanding service to families really navigating kind of senior care, really providing loving options for loving family members in those kind of key transitions in life. So, if you're new to this series, we're thrilled to have you join us. We encourage you to hit the subscribe button so you can receive future messages like you're going to hear from Mark Healy today. So, without further ado, Mark Healy, welcome to
Ron,
the Business Spotlight. We're thrilled to have you. Take a second, tell a little bit more about your business, the Senior Care Authority, and how'd you get started in this business?
well, thank you, Todd. We got started back in 2019. My background is physical therapy, and I had been a physical therapist for 40 plus years, 20 of those years in skilled nursing, and recognized that I was doing more paperwork than patient care. And it was to the point where Rachel and I decided to step away. So we took the summer off, but in that process, interesting, read a book by Darren Harden called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. And I finished the book, set it down, looked at my wife and said, "Would you ever be interested in building a business together?" And she didn't say no, so I took it as yes. Um, we were blessed to have met that. We then met a franchise coach. Franchise coach introduced us to Senior Care Authority. It's a franchise that now has over 70 locations throughout the United States. Um, their primary business of Senior Care Authority is coming alongside families and helping them navigate um, the kind of the unfamiliar territory of caring for an older loved one, and how to do that. We do placement assistance, we do family coaching, we do some consulting. We also have a program called Beyond Driving with Dignity, where we can come alongside the older driver and help them make a good decision in regards to their driving, whether they should retire or modify it or continue driving. So, yeah, so that's the business. We're in our sixth year. So we passed that 5 year milestone. And yeah, so pretty exciting. We've had our ups and downs, um, i.e., the title of the book, Roller Coaster. But it's been a joy. It really has, to work alongside my wife and to come alongside families and really help those families make some good decisions. We don't make decisions for them. We just kind of lay out the options and let the family make the best decision for their family. So
Hey,
that's what we do.
thank you for that background. Kind of a list of different services and types of support you provide. Is there anything you wish more people knew about the business?
Well, I really wish more people knew we were available. A lot of times, we do a no cost consultation to begin with. And so a lot of times people go, wow, thank you for that. That helped me. And then they continue on their journey by themselves. Some families say, hey, can you come alongside us and walk with us through this journey? So it goes both ways, but it's just the joy of really opening up their eyes to some ways to pay for long-term care, some ways that maybe they didn't think about, and then also, and one of the challenges we had when we initially moved Rachel's parents to Greater Cincinnati, we didn't know what to do. We didn't know who to contact. And so we have, well, I like to say we have a tool belt of vetted professionals that we can steer people to when they have different needs. So, yeah.
Yeah. We were talking offline. You mentioned like sometimes even finding ways for folks to have find financial support or other funding
Oh,
mechanisms. Could you maybe
yeah.
provide an example, just one example of that? Folks
Oh,
may not be aware.
absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that the VA has some benefits available to assist the veteran if they need care. Um, we didn't realize that my wife's father, who served in post-war Japan, would have qualified for some VA benefits until we got in this business because we just didn't know.
Right.
So there are VA benefits that are available. If there are some qualifying hoops that you have to jump through, that also if you, I learned this, Todd, and this it was absolutely amazing. There are like $700,000 worth and maybe more of insurance that just goes bad. So people just stop paying on their life insurance policy. And there are companies out there, there are investors out there that'll purchase your life insurance policy. So if you had like $100,000 life insurance policy that, you really you purchased it so that your wife would have some money, but she has maybe passed and you no longer need it, rather than stop paying it, you can sell it and then have some income. Now you won't get the 100,000, but let's say you only get 25,000 out of it.
Mhm.
It's still somebody will come along, continue to make your payments, and then when the owner of the insurance policy expires, then they get the insurance policy, but you can get cash in hand. So there are ways to really find money that people don't know about.
Okay. Great examples. Hey, thanks. And again, speaks to the value of, working with an expert, right? Sometimes folks are hesitant to spend a little money, but hey, no, it opens the doors to potentially much other larger funding opportunities. So,
Yeah,
yeah. So, 6 years in now, it past that key 5-year milestone.
yeah.
I'm curious, what have been your key mechanisms for growth? Like any particular marketing strategies that have borne the most fruit for you?
Um, Probably the one that's borne the most group is presentations. We have several presentations. We've done presentations on caregivers, presentations on how to live longer at home. I do some presentation. I have a presentation coming up on fall prevention using my physical therapy background. We do an older adult, how to prolong your safe driving years. And we also do a presentation to the adult children on how to help your parents either drive safely or have that conversation on how to help them transition from the driver's seat to the passenger seat. So we do a lot of, and that's been one of our chief ways of just educating people on our business. Probably the other one has been Google reviews. Um, and you know, we've had we've had some very nice success with some very nice families willing to, acknowledge that and acknowledge how we've helped them. And that has helped our SEO and pushed us up there. And a lot of people are able to find us via a Google search.
Yeah.
So those are probably the two areas that we have um, had the most success.
So I'm curious on the both are excellent. The first one in particular, though, so having the presentation, so those
Mhm.
speaking education opportunities. What have been your keys to kind of organizing those and getting those off and running? A lot of folks think about doing that, but they're not sure how to get them set up. Should they partner with somebody? what can they do to get people to come, all right, kind of thing. So what have been your success factors there?
Well, I would say our one of our primary success factors has been just reaching out to senior groups at churches. Um, we we did a presentation on planning for the future, whether you're staying home or transitioning at a church in the Xavier University area. We did another one in Loveland to a church, and they asked us back. Both of them have asked us back um, just because they want more information. Because our presentations were not real broad, but they want a little bit more. They want more meat.
Okay.
And it's interesting. Um, one of the questions that you asked beforehand was, who's our primary target audience? And our primary target audience is the older adult or the adult children who are now taking care of their parents. One of the presentations we've done recently was on the sandwich generation. Just, you know, the the adult child that now has kids at home and is now responsible for looking after their parents, and they're getting pulled in both directions. An interesting statistic along those lines, they say 1 in 6 employees spends 20 hours a week in caregiving. So that employee who you think is sitting at their desk mentally and maybe physically are on the phone making calls to help mom or dad or
Yeah.
those type things, and it's taking away from their ability to produce at work. So those are the people that we come alongside and help with those phone calls, help set up the appointments and do those type things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great examples. Great service. 6 years in, you even mentioned it, the book, right? The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. So, maybe tell us a little bit more about your roller coaster ride. Maybe share a past challenge that you and Rachel had, and how'd you overcome it? And what did you learn?
um, Probably the biggest challenge was the COVID shutdown. Um, we purchased the business in November of 2019. Did 2 months worth of education. Interesting, as a physical therapist, you think, I don't know if you know any physical therapists, we think we know it all. I didn't. And the education was excellent. And then we were then started touring communities. So we were looking at 3, 4 communities a day, Monday through Friday. And we were just hot on the trail to just develop a portfolio of communities that we would be willing to tour families with. And then mid-March, all the appointments that we had for March and April, they started calling and everything shut down. Hospitals didn't allow visitors, communities, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing communities
Yeah.
didn't allow visitors. Nobody wanted to go in, nobody wanted to come out, or nobody was allowed to come out, and it was very challenging. Um, we really truly ran through our SBA loan. We just to stay alive, to pay the well, not yeah, put food on the table, keep the lights on. Um, and our franchise owner was very gracious in regards to just understanding that whole situation. And probably um, we like to say it was the Lord's way of helping us have complete faith in Him, because there was no income coming in, and we either trusted Him for His provisions or bailed and said, "Well, this isn't working." And we trusted that He brought this business to us. we trusted that he would provide for us. And it was, we were slow learners.
Okay.
We were slow learners. Um, but he got us through it. And so we like to look at it as we didn't really start the business in 2020. We started the business more in 2022, uh, where we got back into visiting communities. Uh, I'll tell you the one thing that was the silver lining of COVID was Zoom, and Zoom calls. The networking that we were able to do with Zoom calls, as far as just meeting people, and because the other people in the industry, they
Mhm.
weren't able to do much at all either. And so we were able to meet a lot of people and develop a lot of great relationships over Zoom. It's kind of funny. I'm 6'6", and probably the number one comment, on these Zoom calls, we're 20 inches tall.
Okay.
You and I, Todd, are 20 inches tall. And then it's like, whoa, I didn't know you were that tall. So it was positive. There were a lot of positives that came out of it. Rachel and I um, ended up having a business coach that was more a marriage counselor
Okay.
than a business coach. But it strengthened our faith, it strengthened our marriage, and it really strengthened our resolve to be successful in this business.
Okay. Good. Hey, thanks for sharing that personal story around that. So we
Yep.
kind of flip that now as you look forward. That was looking back, and as you look forward, what's a current challenge that you have in front of you that you're trying to solve?
I think a current challenge right now is just staying top of mind. Um, uh, one of the questions on here, what would you advise people if they were getting into their own business? I didn't realize that this was sales. Um, I mean, people tease, they tease you and you go, well, you didn't get the beautiful wife you got because you didn't sell her, and that. But after 40 years of having a list of patients handed to you,
Yeah.
and then just going down that list and seeing the people on the list, to recognize that you actually have to go out and sell yourself. You actually have to go out and sell the business. Um, and it took me a while. A friend of mine is a very successful real estate agent. And he said, Mark, you don't like salespeople, so you don't want to do sales. But you got to realize this is sales. And, just selling people on the need for having someone come alongside them,
Mhm.
and selling business to business, that we are a good resource for them. When we talk to elder law attorneys or we talk to financial planners, we're a tool in their tool belt. We can help them make them look better. So if an elder law attorney refers somebody to us and we do a great job, who referred them to it?
Mhm.
The elder law attorney is like, wow, thanks for referring Mark and Rachel and Senior Care Authority. And it elevates, a rising tide lifts all ships. And so you know, but it's just getting out there and staying top of mind is a challenge um, for us. But I'm getting better at
You're getting better.
it. I'm getting better at it.
So, and you mentioned, hey, some great kind of like referral connections for you are like elder care attorneys, financial planners, and the like. Any
Yeah.
others? Yeah.
Um, any type of attorney, any type, you know, we always thought pastors would be a good referral source. Um, we thought, real estate agents are a good referral agent for us. Um, and social workers, case
Case
managers,
managers.
those type, the social worker. If I could put a plug in for social workers, there is nobody, maybe other than a aide in a community. Social workers are just overwhelmed. And if they have a great referral source for somebody that they can hand pass off the baton to and say, hey, Mark and Rachel, Senior Care Authority, can you help this family transition? It just takes one more family off their plate.
Okay.
And so those are the people that refer to us that we can help
Mhm.
them look good
So,
and the family.
sorry.
Yeah.
So as you look forward, kind of building upon that, what's your dream for the business as you look 3, 5, 10 years down the road?
Well, last year we had our best year last year. And so would like to build on that, make this year better than last year. Um, the contract for the franchise is 10 years. So we have 4 more years. What we would like to do is continue to build it, continue to develop the brand of Senior Care Authority, and hopefully then bring on some people that are like-minded, that are empathetic, that have maybe had a similar journey, and who understand sales and understand marketing, that could then maybe even take Senior Care Authority after we're done with our 10 years, then take it on and continue to build that brand in the greater Cincinnati area.
Okay.
So we don't see adding another 10 years onto that. But you don't know what the good Lord has in store for you.
Yeah, that roller coaster, the
Yeah.
twists and turns, right? So, Mark, as we get close to wrapping up here, I mean, what would you share as, hey, what your keys to success, or kind of what do you wish you knew then that you know now?
Well, I think our keys to success is being able to really listen to a family's heart. Where we've been there. We moved Rachel's parents and had absolutely no idea what we were doing. And it was difficult and hard. 2.5 years ago, my mother was living in Houston, Texas, and she had a stroke on the 27th of April. And by the 25th of May, so less than a month later, we had my mother moved to the greater Cincinnati area. We had her house emptied and it sold the next week. And the reason we were able to do that is because we knew what to do. We knew who to call. We knew the steps that needed to have happen.
Mhm.
And we had the legal documents in place that we could then make decisions and help my mother make that transition. So um, that that is probably our strength is just my physical therapy background, Rachel's background in customer service, and our experience really kind of, I think, help us stand heads and shoulders above, the competition. Um, I would also have to say the Beyond Driving with Dignity program really helps us stand out
Mhm.
in a room of placement agents, as that, you know, everyone's going to have to retire from driving. Todd, you and I are, if we're blessed to live long enough, are going to have to transition from the driver's seat to the passenger seat. And it's a tough transition, but it's one that if you plan ahead and do some things that you can make that transition. The one thing that I wish I'd learned earlier was that it was a sales, that it was sales. Almost a death, kind of a kiss of death was when we first started this business. People would tell us, "Oh, you guys are perfect for this. You are perfect for this." So in my mind, as a physical therapist, it's getting a sheet of paper of patients to see. when someone tells me I'm perfect, they'll be lining up at my door. They didn't line up at our
I
door.
know.
And we actually had to go out and start doing presentations and start visiting our chief referral sources and do those things. That wasn't always comfortable, but it was things that was needed to do to be successful in this business or any business. So,
So,
yeah.
so Mark, as we wrap up, our time flies here today. What are the best ways for folks to learn more about the Senior Care Authority or stay connected with you and
Well,
Rachel?
Todd, I appreciate that. The phone number that you can reach us, our business phone number is 513-447 6990. Our website is seniorcareauthority.com, seniorcareauthority.com /OHKI.
Okay.
So those will be the two ways to reach us. Um, and call us. We tell people, even if you don't know, call us because we might be able to, with one phone call, help you navigate this very, very difficult transition when your parents need more assistance and they're not able to live independent anymore.
Okay. And we'll make sure, hey, that information's in the show notes for folks as well.
Great.
So finally, Mark, what are you inspired by today?
Wow. I'm inspired when a family says, when a family says, wow, I am so glad we had this conversation. Our desire is to decrease the energy, the time, and the money that they put into just navigating this. When a family says, we are so glad that we met you and we're so glad that we had these conversations. My wife says she can hear tears on the phone. And and when we can do that, that's inspiring. That is just something that fires us up, that keeps us going. And we both have servant hearts, both Rachel and I. And if we can serve a family, that just fills our tanks, and that inspires us.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, the work you do is inspiring as well, and you can
Thanks.
see you do it with a full heart as well. Just tremendous services for people. Really, some of the most difficult times in life are navigating these transitions with our loved ones. So, thank you for sharing your story and the Senior Care Authority story with us here today on Spotlight.
Well, Todd, thank you. And thank you, Action Coach, for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah. So, and to our viewers, we're thrilled to have you join us. We encourage you, please hit that like button. That helps us share the message even more broadly. And again, if you haven't had the opportunity, please go ahead and subscribe to the series so you can receive future inspiring messages like you heard from Mark Healy today. With that, I hope you all have a terrific day. Thank you.